Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome. Anna, Alchemist of the Arts here. I appreciate it's been a little while since I did a reading, and we're on a different table today. This is actually my OG reading table, and it's just for practicality because it's the weekend and I have my children at home. So hopefully not too many distractions, but I really wanted to do this reading at the time of the new moon energy. That felt really important for me. If you are a regular here, then you'll know I haven't filmed for a couple of weeks, mostly just because life has been crazy busy. I've had a lot of artwork and commissions and things to do, which is amazing, but it does mean I've had less time to do readings, so I apologise for that, but I'm here now. So I asked my patrons what kind of a reading, what theme, what message they would like me to read into today. And the most popular one was the new pathway that is lying ahead. So that is the theme for this reading. We're going to be asking what new pathway lies ahead for you. And with that in mind, it would be a really good opportunity for you to take a moment to be really still and ask that question to yourself. What new pathway lies ahead for me, connecting to your higher self, your gods, guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, whoever you associate and identify with. Take your moment, tune into the different piles that are on the table. We have 3 different piles available with 3 different crystals, and I've pre-selected some oracle cards just to give us a glimmer and an insight into the initial energies, and then I've got some tarot to work with as well. As a reminder, all 3 piles will contain multiple different messages. You might be drawn to more than one pile, or there might be multiple messages for you today. Also, some of the messages here might not feel resonant for you, and that's absolutely okay. Never force something to try and make it fit if it doesn't feel right for you. Just take what feels right, take what you'd like to claim even. But don't feel that you have to take something that you don't like or don't want. That isn't how this works. So I will go through the parts. Number 1, we have Labradorite today. It's got a beautiful blue flash in it. There we go. Pile number 2 is Tiger's Eye, which is equally glorious and very, very gold. I love this one. And pile number 3 is Amethyst. It's a small amethyst cluster, and this is the most beautiful purple. So take as long as you need. All of the timestamps and all of my links and everything will be in the description box below, and I will see each of you in your readings. Hello all, if you were drawn to this pile with the Labradorite today, then this is your reading. I always do this and I always try and catch the flash, and you can kind of see it on here, but this one is just the most stunning blue and gold, and it just fascinates me. Okay, so Labradorite is very good for connecting and tuning into our intuition. So perhaps there is a new spiritual path or an evolution on a spiritual path lying ahead for you. I also feel at the moment as well, with these new pathways being opened, we're clearing away a lot of the challenges and blockages. What's going on with the lighting? I might have to adjust the lighting, sorry guys. We're clearing away a lot of the blockages and things that may have been in our path. If there have been obstacles, or if you feel like there have been things standing in your way, at this time we could be seeing things in a different light, with a different level of clarity, which makes things more accessible or easy for us. So let's do your oracle cards and let's see what your messages are. You've got Wunyo, which is beautiful. It's the rune of joy. Ivars. Okay, this really ties into the collective energy reading that I shared earlier this morning. Obviously this is a timeless reading, but for me, I know where we're going. We've got Mama, Killer the Moon. We have the 7 of Fire and Guardian Angel. You are not alone. Okay, let's try and arrange these so that you can see them. I'll be honest with you, pile number 1. I think you've been through a very difficult time lately, perhaps. There could have been an awful lot that has changed in your world, and I feel like this sense of loss, to be quite honest with you. I feel a sense of loss where you might have had something been taken from you, or somebody literally left your life, something left your life. And it could have been really, really challenging. But I feel like you were in this process of rebirth. And this rebirth is going to bring you back to your joy. That's the most important thing to say from the outset. So I don't want you to think that this is heavy, because this is the new pathway ahead. However, Ivars here speaks of death and endings, but death as a polar opposite of life and living. Neither one can exist without the other. So if we take a look at Ivars in the context of this reading, there is a new beginning opening up for you. You might have been going through this phase, and what it's saying to me, it's almost like it's saying goodbye. You could have gone through this time of having to say goodbye to circumstances or people, even potentially situations in your life, and these deep identifications of self. You know, we've got these two very striking and similar images here. The colours are different, the energies are different, but if we look at the details of the images, the way the arms are held, the detailing of the headdress, and where it's a moon symbol, it's like the triple moon symbol over this goddess's third eye, and it's a butterfly or a moth over this goddess's. And you know, we've got the third eye up here, and then we have the third eye up here as well. There is a lot of repeating symbolism in here, which makes my job a little bit easier. You could have been through the shadows, through the waters of self, trying to work out who you are, through this very moon-like energy, discovering mysteries, and definitely realizing truths about the spiritual nature of self, gaining a deeper understanding of self. And it's no surprising that we have the libretto right here today. You've been on a long journey of self-discovery, and what we find here is this return to personal strength and personal power. There is a lot of goddess energy here. However, this is a reading that is not gender specific. This is just an inner energy, and it's an energy of reclamation, really tuning into your intuition and understanding those spiritual depths. Definitely a time of transformation. We have the snake, we have the moth or the butterfly here, and Ivar's energy. So this deep transition, this transformation, transmutation of old energy, the transformation of an old life, becoming the new. And it does mean that this new pathway, there is, I'm not going to lie, you might be feeling this already. There is this sense of wondering who's going to be there with me along this journey. What friends, what allies, what companions. You know, for some of you, it could be related to love, but I feel more this is connected to the people that you have around you, your tribe, the people you take as family, you know, that feel like family to a soul family. Wondering who these people are and feeling intimidated, especially if you've had a big spiritual awakening or shift into the deeper sense of a spiritual self that's shaken your paradigms or beliefs a little. And I feel like you're really going to establish yourself and find yourself. And this is a reminder from Spirit that this part of your journey, it's not necessarily going to be alone at all. But as you find and understand yourself more deeply, just through the laws of energy, of attraction, of how energy and attraction works, the frequency that we put out, that just by being who we are, this isn't a conscious thing that we do. It's something we can consciously work on and shift, but it's something that we're always doing. That frequency that we put out will automatically attract people of a like frequency, of a similar frequency, of a similar energy. So as you become more empowered, this more empowered and fired up version of yourself, really tune into and connect with these deeper levels of wisdom within who you are and everything that you wish to be. It's like you are going to attract different people and the right people for stages of your journey. And these people sometimes, somebody can come in for a chapter of your life and have the most profound impact. And it can be really challenging sometimes to then witness them go, which is might be what's happened, but recognizing and honoring that they have been a part of your life for a reason, and that's been powerful and transformative and beautiful. It can be painful sometimes, but knowing they were there, and we were, in the words of Ram Dass, we're all here to walk each other home. So the people coming into your life or that have been in your life have served a purpose. And those that will come will serve a purpose. And your job really is to focus on who you are being, who you want to be, who you are on the other side of this transformation. And I know this is really random, but I'm just being really drawn to the different hair colours on these cards. And I'm just getting that for some of you, a literal change in physical appearance might be something that you really want to do. Maybe you want to change your hair colour. Maybe this is part of your expression and an expression of this deeper sense of identity that you've discovered. It's not taking a new identity, it's getting to know yourself from the inside and expressing that outwardly. And yes, some people around you may not get that, but you're not there to please them. You're there to be yourself. Okay, pile number 1. And I think it's important that you are giving yourself the time and the space to discover that, to embrace that, and to accept that sometimes, because it can be a big shift, and it can be a big change and transformation that can rock our worlds too. So I'm going to use the Radiant Wise Tarot today, which is the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, just a different artistic interpretation of it. And let's see what comes through for you, pile number 1. What do you need to know about this new pathway that's opening up ahead? Okay. Okay, I'm going to get some clarity on these. However, the initial message here is that there could have been some kind of dream in the past that didn't come to being, or something has shifted. Okay? And I feel like you could be the type of person, forgive me if I'm wrong, this won't be for all of you, but for some of you, there could be this strong focus or emphasis on having to have a specific dream, and you're supposed to follow it. And I see this with the star in this position in reverse. Maybe there has been a lot of emphasis or focus on there being a life path, a dream, a career path, a training path that you follow, and you start from school and you work through and you climb and you reach a certain level, and something may have shifted within you, and maybe you feel now that this is no longer in resonance with you, or it's no longer something that you wish to do, or you want to do it in a different way. So that's for some of you. For others of you, there is a real wish or dream here that for some reason you're saying to yourself that you can't have, or you believe that you can't have. It feels so out of sight. It feels out in the distance. And what you're being asked to remember is that it's no one else's place to tell you what is possible and what is not possible. I'm literally getting this. You can reach for the stars, pile number 1. But for some reason, it feels like you believe that you can't. Definitely, there needs to be a balance of work and play. So with the 3 of Cups, this can be an opportunity for celebration, for coming together with community, and with the messages that we were getting about finding your tribe. I think this could be really important for you, especially if you are feeling the loss of change. Maybe if you've had a big career change, or you've shifted into a different circle, you could feel like certain people have gone from your life, and that could have left a gap. And I'm not saying that you should immediately rush to try and fill that, but I feel like part of this new path forwards is you discovering the things that make you happy again. and what brings you joy, and what brings you to that sense of fulfillment. What feels right? What feels forced? You know, when you get an invitation to a social event and you really don't want to go, and everything about it feels laboured within you. Well, this is not your time for that, pole number one. You've kind of stepped away from some of those things I'm feeling, if this is for you, if this message is for you. And this now is for you to begin to follow the things that really bring meaning and joy to you. So there could be, so I'm hearing the magpie in the background chattering. I've got my windows open. The magpies speak of the black and white of energy, again, energetic polarity. There's just so much polarity here about your experiences, and recognizing this polarity is so important. So being able to look at life and seeing the things that you really enjoy and what brings you joy. You know, the word enjoy, when you're here, is all about joy and happiness and fulfillment and connection with those energies. What makes you feel that way? What brings you bliss? And conversely, as the polar opposite of that, what activities don't do that to you? What activities or social connections, even social media platforms for some of you, what makes you feel the opposite of what you want to experience? Recognize that polarity, because it's only knowing the depth of one experience or emotion that we have the ability to experience the other. So this is a time to, if you're having those experiences that perhaps don't feel like what you want, don't view that as a wholly negative experience. It's being a teacher for you. Ivars, this polaric energy, gives us the opportunity to witness the polarity of our experiences. So if we see something that really doesn't fulfill us anymore, then the invitation is there to find the thing that does bring us the fulfillment. It's being the witness to that polarity and recognizing what we can do to change it. There could also be a strong emphasis in you really finding yourself within what it is that you do for work. But I also, with this Eight of Pentacles coming out beneath this Seven of Fire, and for what this card means to me, this really feels like looking deeper into the self, into the inner workings of the self, and what you're investing your time and energy into. How is this fulfilling you? How are you moving forward? Because you have a great deal of potential here to move into new realms, literally to new realms. I feel for some of you that could signify travel. I'm going to get a couple more cards. It could signify travel without new realms. But I'm also getting new realms of the self, deeper elevations. I'm going to have to pick up those cards. Fun. Okay, we've got the Devil. Interesting. I'll take them all, because they've all probably got messages. We've got the Devil that landed there. We've got the Four of Wands and the Ace of Swords in the past. Now, if there was some sort of commitment, union, partnership of some kind that has now ended, that perhaps didn't work out, I feel like you're going to see why. The Ace of Swords is a sense of clarity. It's mental clarity that comes through. It is a literal vision, a new thought process, a new perception, which again very much ties into the current energy surrounding this new moon, although this is a timeless reading. You could definitely be seeing things from a different perspective, about a loss, about something that didn't work out. But I specifically feel from this Four of Wands being in the reverse, this is something that didn't work out relating to a partnership or a union of people, which could be work related, it could be colleagues, it could be friendships. And I do keep coming to this thing with colleagues that were friends, and really for some of you it might even just be one of you, somebody that has had the same colleagues and friendship group that's intertwined for many years of their life. So if there's been big changes within this now, maybe because of different differences of opinions, you're just being reminded to focus on your own frequency and realize that, you know, this devil coming out here, we don't all shift and evolve at the same rate. And there's no rightness or wrongness in that. Nobody's doing better or any worse than anyone else. Our life and our soul path are our life and our soul path. They are very specific and unique to us. However, it does mean that when we try and stay with one foot in our old way of being, in our old world, with our old connections, we don't fully free ourselves from these shackles. And it's not that these people were all inherently negative or, you know, or horrible, or what's the right wording? It's not that they were a negative influence on our lives throughout the course of our lives. It could just be that you've now shifted out of a kind of resonance that's taking you into something new. And this can be really disconcerting. But also, this devil can indicate those addictive qualities that we can feel to want to be around certain groups of people. And again, that isn't always a very positive thing, especially if we've experienced that in a shift. So this could be that level of inner conflict that we can experience through these phases of transition. But you are definitely being guided to move forwards and to keep moving forwards on this new direction, because I really feel like new people are going to be coming in. And the other cards that we got were the Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. And what this is saying to me is that you feel inspired. I feel like there is a sense of reticence. I'm going to use reticence as an interpretation for not wanting to see something or being worried about seeing something in a certain way, especially as what I was about to say, but a sense of reticence, of doubt or fear about the possibility of being able to follow this new dream, and even believing that a dream is possible for you. But what we have, excuse me, is this Four of Pentacles means that we're holding on to some of these old identities of self. And it's okay. You do not have to let them all go at once. That could be overwhelming. Our growth and evolution and journey as individuals is our own journey. And I feel like this sense of satisfaction that you get with the Nine of Cups, this is overall life satisfaction. And we can feel like we get there at the end of our journey when we hit a certain milestone. I think for you, pile number one, part of this new journey is taking these small victories and allowing them to be each one of these cups. Yes, you will get your Nine of Cups. You are going to feel like all of those ducks are in a row, and you're going to sit back and you're going to look at them. But they are going to be amplified and magnified, and more. You will attract more of those positive experiences, more of those wins, by recognizing the small wins, recognizing when you've been able to put in a boundary for yourself with this devil energy, recognizing where you have taken some incremental movement towards a dream, or you realize that you have shifted a thought pattern and process. With this Page of Pentacles, you are going to get here. But I feel like looking at the beginning of the journey, there's this feeling of, I'm never going to get there, or I'm never going to do this. How is this even possible? And your job here, part of this new pathway for you, is believing in yourself right now that you are going to get to where you want to be. And that might not be in the route in which you envision it, okay? Because the universe works in weird and wonderful ways. The norns weave our paths, and we don't get to see every single step of the way that we're going to take. But you are going to receive messages. I feel like you could receive a literal message that shifts you forwards on your path. And this could be people reaching out to you. Maybe there are new opportunities for new conversations and new connections. I really do feel that for you, pile number one. And I feel like you don't see that, but it's definitely on your path, and it's definitely part of your plan. Your job is to try and come back to this Knight of Wands energy as much as possible, to embrace this shift in energy and new identities, and really accept and honour who it is that you are becoming. We are constantly in a state of becoming. When we're open, when we can use our awarenesses of self and that healing journey and energy to shift and to become manifest in our lives. This doesn't happen overnight, but you are well on your way. This is as much confirmation that the things you are doing are the right things, even if you doubt it or feel alone. And you can always connect with your spirit guides, God's guides, guardians, angels and ancestors. Allow them to reassure you and come back to self and recognize that all of this work that you've been doing does have purpose. It does have power. It is not for no reason. I feel like you're just at the really beautiful beginnings of seeing where this is going to go and where it's going to take you. And your job is to follow this Knight of Wands and to do the things that bring you joy. Pursue the connections and the experiences that bring you joy. And don't get too stuck in how you think it should be. I really feel like for this, there's a lot of thought energy about how you thought life would be and how it actually is unfolding. And, you know, I'm getting a lot of fixed energy with that. So maybe it isn't what you expected. Maybe it's going to be better. And that's the beauty of this mystery for you, pile number 1. This new path is going to be really exciting and beautiful. And it opens the door to beautiful new connections, new discoveries of the self, and letting some of those old ones go as well. But follow what brings you joy and happiness, and that's just going to attract more. So I'm going to leave this here, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. And as a reminder, feel free to like, share, subscribe if this brought some value to you. If you think it would be valuable to somebody that you know, feel free to share it with them too. And I do offer personal readings if you'd like something that's tailored just for you. They are only available on my website and my Etsy, with the official links being below. And if you want to check out the art and the wood carving and the crazy stuff that I do over on Instagram, then feel free to go check that out as well. So sending you all my love, pile number 1, and I will see you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile number 2. If you were drawn to this reading, then this is your reading. I've got my words wrong now. And it's really interesting because as I started this reading, my throat chakra just kind of went, ugh. And one of the big themes at the moment is all about these blockages being removed. As I was trying to set up this reading and get started, it's why I'm filming upstairs. There were just lots of little things that just weren't coming into alignment, and for whatever reason I meant to do this here today. But you could be feeling, or you could just be sensing like there are words unspoken, there are things that you have not said, that have not addressed, that are really coming to your centre of focus right now. And you were drawn to the tiger's eye, which is very much for me about finding our personal power, having confidence, finding that sense of comfortability in our own skin and being able to wear it with pride. So let's have a look and see what your oracle cards bring through for you. We've got Kenaz, which is a rune. We've got the 9 worlds, which connects to Yggdrasil in Norse cosmology. And the 9 realms. We've got Athena, knowledge, lovely. Oh, nice. We've got the 9 of water and direction guardian, choose your path. And this is really interesting. I am really, really drawn to, again, the matching symbology and the transition of energies, and also this balance of water and fire energy that we've got here. Wow, this is powerful. Where do I even begin? Pile number 2. I'm sorry if I called you pile number 1. I don't think I did, but just in case I did, I'm sorry. Pile number 2. It's interesting because as I tried to shuffle your cards, they were the ones that kept moving about everywhere, and I thought, yeah, pile number 2 is going to be one of those that's a bit all over the place. Your new pathway ahead, you have choices. You are being guided, and you are getting this inner guidance from canals. There is a torch lighting the way for you. But what it means is that this pathway ahead, the totality of it, could be very... You see what is directly in front of you, and we can see this in both of these cards. Sorry. You see what is directly in front of you. I'm just going to adjust the lighting as well. I'm sorry, that's bugging me. You see the path that is lit in front of you, and you are focused towards that light. And there could be all of this shadow, and I don't mean shadow as in a negative thing, but just the unrevealed, the unilluminated, the unseen, the unknown around you in all other aspects. And you have got to keep focused on the pathway as it is lit for you. I feel like you are on quite a destined path with yourself at the moment, and discovering a lot about what it is that you're here to do at this time, which means a lot of revelation. It means connecting to your intuition and to your highest heart energy, to recognize and understand that deep sense of inner purpose, of soul purpose, which can feel really elusive because we do not see the totality of it often. I think it's very, very rare that we are given a mission in black and white written on paper, and it's like, there you go, this is what you're here to do. This is part of a process and a journey, and through this journey of discovery we are given clues, and we are to follow those clues as stepping stones. This is the canvas that lights the path along the way. We don't get to see the end goal of this journey sometimes, and it could just be in one aspect of life. It could be in multiple aspects of life, but you are being guided incrementally, and your job really is to follow this light. But this balance of fire and water, this is trusting in where your passion is guiding you, but also in the strength of your emotional self. Sometimes we really want to be one and not the other, or we favour one over the other. And there is a reminder here with Athena, knowledge. You know, Athena was also the goddess of war. She was very, very powerful. But with knowledge becomes wisdom when we allow ourselves the time to embody and integrate it. I feel like you again are being shown so much is being illuminated for you. And we have this central focus on the crown with each of these cards. Each of them, the energy is focused in the upwards direction. So your crown chakra could be really expanding or being activated. You're receiving these downloads, inspiration, knowledge, wisdom, and this is really it is guiding you. But these two cards here, Direction, Guardians, and the Nine Worlds, there is so many different potentials. This Direction Guardian directly correlates with the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot, and there is so many. It might be the World, actually, I'm sorry. I've completely gone blank on the symbology of the card. It might come through with the tarot. But each of these represents a different direction. It also represents a different archangel. Each of these, the angel, the lion, the eagle, and the bull, all represents a different archangel and a different direction that we can follow. But I also believe that at some point we follow and align with each of these pathways. So there is this strong connection to fate, to destiny, to trusting in our path, to definitely receiving wisdom and downloads about the direction we're going to choose, and also recognizing that we can travel between realms, between worlds, and venture into new places, literally within, through meditation, through connecting with our higher self, but also in a literal sense within the world. Two very strongly cards, very strongly indicating travel here and potential for movement. So your new path, your new pathway that's opening up, you could feel guided to travel. You could feel guided to explore somewhere new. Maybe you're feeling drawn to a particular country, and maybe this can't be literal travel for the time being. Maybe there is some sort of reason where you can't literally travel there at the moment. Then if that's the case for you, it's a plan, it's a future plan, but learning something about that culture or your ancestry could be really, really pivotal and also connected to this particular location. So that, I mean, that's very specific. That might not be for all of you. But there is a central stem to all of this. Yggdrasil is the great world tree that holds all of the 9 realms, and it's a reminder that everything is connected. So I feel like you could be given lots of dots at this time. You could be receiving lots of different sort of breadcrumbs almost. Like I said, these stepping stones, these things that are being revealed. And it's like your job to connect them. And you are in that process, you were doing that, you were connecting these dots and understanding who you are and what it is that you're here to do. But you're not being given the full picture because part of your journey is this discovery. So if you're going through things that might be difficult or there are trials along the way, if we look at the hero's journey, and actually all of the cards of the major arcana are a journey through the hero's journey, a person really learns themselves, the world, the cosmos, a connection to the higher forces, whichever you believe in this world, through that journey. You see that through the sagas of Nordic mythology. You see that through the journey of the tarot, through every good story about every hero ever written. If you knew how it ended in the very beginning, and sometimes you do, it would be a very short story. But what gives it dimension, what gives it power, what gives it that nature that enthralls us when we read it or when we learn it, is recognizing the struggles and the trials and the difficulties that the character has overcome to get to that point. And what does that do through reading it? It empowers us. It empowers us to think, wow, if this person can go through this and overcome this, maybe I can do the same thing. So this journey, this new pathway for you is not just about knowing your outcome. It's about finding your personal power along the way. And yes, that does mean potentially overcoming some roadblocks and difficulties, some challenges, but knowing that everything is connected. Everything is woven and has its place within your life, even the difficult stuff. And our job sometimes is to find how that's propelling us to the next thing. Let's get some tarot for you. What does pile 2 need to know, please? And I really keep nearly saying pile number 1. So if you felt drawn to watch pile number 1 as well, there might be messages in there for you as well. Because it's a different energy, but, you know, message-wise, there could be something in there for you that speaks to your personal situation. Because there was more specifics. But let's see what's come through with the tarot. I'm being told to get the bottom of the deck for you as well. Yeah, the 5 of Cups, I can see that. Okay, so we've got the 6 of Cups, we've got the Ace of Wands, we've got the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. I don't know why I said Cups then. And the 6 of Wands in the reverse. Okay. I really like this. You could be reconnecting with something. There's a couple of different messages here and I'm going to try and get them out. You could be reconnecting with something, a part of yourself, an idea, a vision, a wish, a dream that you really want to pursue. And with this Ace of Wands, there is an opportunity to pursue it. Now, there is this fear and this doubt in the back of your mind of it failing. And this could be based upon past failure. And for some of you, do you know what? You might try something and it might not work out. And believe me, that might not be what you want to hear, because everybody wants to sit down and be told everything's going to go smoothly. There's going to be no challenges. There's going to be no problems. But that isn't life. And that certainly isn't the hero's journey. I have tried and I have failed, and I still fail with things all the time. And I use that as a really good guiding point about where I want to go next. I'm not saying that you're going to fail, but what the most important thing that your guides, your ancestors want to bring through for you right now is recognition that no failure is the end unless you allow it to be. And who's hiding under this Five of Cups? But the Fool and Justice. There is a brand new path. Every day is a new beginning and an opportunity to try again. Through our failures, through our things that didn't work out. And I know, I'm sorry, I'm really guessing for some of you, the word failure could be really, really triggering. But the only true failure is when we don't get up and try again. You know, this Five of Cups can signify a time where we've been looking at our losses, looking at what didn't work out, without recognizing that there is still two cups. You might have spent a lot of time and energy, invested a lot of life force here into something that maybe didn't work. And maybe it feels like a daily battle. You know, for some of you, if you're trying to grow a business or something like that, it can feel like a daily battle. And you have really good days and you get an inspiration and you follow that inspiration, and then it doesn't go the way you expected, or maybe you tried something and it didn't work out. But this is a reminder that there is still opportunity here. Each of our experiences are an opportunity to learn something. And I'm getting so strongly that there is some kind of disappointment now that you are being asked to move beyond, because there is a new opportunity. And there could be fear because this new opportunity could be similar to or linked to something that didn't work in the past. And for some of you, you know what? It could be to do with love. I purposefully haven't brought that up. But yeah, I'm getting that really strongly. You could have really tried to build something, or maybe built multiple things in the past with people that didn't work out. And there could be quite a lot of heartache attached to that. And for some of you, yes, the Six of Cups could certainly signify somebody from the past coming back into your life. And there could be a new opportunity with them. But that's only if that's what you want. But also, with these two cups in the background, that's multiple opportunities. So it doesn't have to be... It's your choice, basically. It's your choice. If you would like this person from the past, that's your choice. There is a new opportunity there to pursue that. But also, if this just connects to residual feelings with these three here spilt, where things didn't work out in the past, especially if you really tried to build something with somebody and this damaged your confidence, and you just perceive it that it's never going to succeed, and again, doesn't have to be love, could be a business. Very strongly for some of you, I'm getting strong entrepreneurial vibes, or a wish to pursue what it is that you want to do in this world, and to really, and for some of you, I'm really getting to like make a difference. There is a strong call to believe in yourself here. Like, don't not believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and keep believing in yourself. And every time something doesn't work out, you've got to come to that place of being like, okay, let's get back to the Fool's mindset. Let's get back to that beautiful clarity of mind. Take the lessons that these Three of Cups offer you, but recognize there are still two behind you. There's still opportunities. There's still new potential. There is always new potential in every moment, in every dawning day. There is nothing that is impossible. I firmly believe that. And with Justice and the Fool being here in the background, there are big energies at work. There are big energies behind the scene that are, I keep saying there's something very, very destined about this energy pole number 2. You don't see the whole picture. You're not supposed to, because there is something about these things that you're going to be trying and doing that become a really powerful part of the chapters of your story. And these things are things that you can share with others. And I really feel like it's going to be very inspiring. But you do have choices to make about the path you want to take. And again, I find I say this quite a lot in readings, and it's something that I have experienced myself. Sometimes we have to pick a path to realise that once we've walked down it a bit of a way, it wasn't for us. And at that point, you can't go back. But you come back to that centre of focus, really look for that inner guidance. Excuse me, again, throat chakra flaring up. Maybe there's been this blockage in self-communication. Maybe journaling or meditation would be really good if you can do that right now. Or in these times when things feel difficult. But you go down this path a bit of the way, you realise a certain path might not feel right for you, but you're not bound to that path. And almost there is this opportunity to free yourself from pathways that no longer feel in alignment. And I think this is where it ties in a bit with pile number 1, if you feel called. And at that point, you look at your options, you listen to your heart, and you follow that new intuitive pathway. And yeah, sometimes it doesn't make sense to other people around you. It needs to make sense to you. I'm going to get some mystical unicorns, because these are no nonsense, and I feel like I don't want you to think this is a heavy reading. And I feel like for some of you, you might be feeling that way. So, you've got one that's flown on the floor. Let's just pick that up. Oh, and I love it. It's the Ten of Pentacles. We're going to take it. We're going to take that as a sign. This Ten of Pentacles this is your direction. This is where you're heading. This is the goal. But again, each one of these pentacles represents a piece of this puzzle, represents a part of your journey, something that you've achieved, something that you've done along the way. Okay? This is like a collective thing, the Ten of Pentacles. It's not just the end goal, because even if you have an idea, you have a vision as the Fool. Let's go through this. You have this idea, this vision as the Fool, and you're like, do you know what? I'm going to take up his staff in my hand. I'm just going to go and do this. I'm going to follow this. And in this Fool's mindset, you might have a destination in mind, one singular destination, one goal, one thing that you want to achieve. And what you don't realise that in the process of getting there is that there are all these different components, all these different experiences, or all of these different things that make up this one collective goal that you were working towards. So it's recognizing that your journey and the way you're headed right now, this new pathway, there's lots of different elements to it, and that's good. There's lots of different things that are going to come into your life, good things. So allow yourself to experience those good things as they come in, even if it's not quite what you pictured. Just keep following those nudges from the universe and those the guidance and the direction that you're being called. We've got Strength in the reverse, the Four of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Okay. Definitely still could be reeling from the past. I'm really getting that strongly. Somebody could have betrayed you, and I'm really guessing this could be this disappointment, this thing that you were trying to build and didn't work out. Now, I'm really getting the feeling of like being usurped or having somebody take something from under your feet. So there really could have been a betrayal. Somebody could have taken something from you. And you could feel now that in some ways it's just never possible. It's just not going to happen. But it is. And your job now is to kind of try and believe in what is coming and where you are going. Believe that anything or anybody that betrayed you or let you down, they're moving out of your life. They're becoming the past. They are now in this unseen behind you. And yes, you might carry the weight of those experiences within you. They were your teachers, they were guides. But there is this new vision ahead. You're not supposed to stay in this energy. It's a teacher, but you're not supposed to stay there. We've got one. Yeah. The Nine of Swords in the reverse. This is shifting out of these thought patterns that nothing is ever going to work out. Like everything is out to get you. I'm not saying that you believe that, but you know, maybe in your worst moments it could feel that way. This is you finding and taking back your power from these outer circumstances and situations, and deciding how you were going to channel that and direct that moving forwards. And you're going to do this in a really positive and empowering way for you, pile number 2. You're going to reach that 10 of Pentacles. And it could feel like nothing but obstacles are in your way. But believe me when I say there are blessings in each of these obstacles. You do have the strength to overcome them. And there are new wishes, hopes and dreams that are leading to new journeys. This new pathway is open for you. Okay? And I'm just getting this really strongly about mindset and not allowing that past to dictate where it is that you're going to go moving forwards. Keep focused on that 10 of Pentacles and keep dreaming those new dreams. Keep following those intuitive nudges that are guiding you forwards. But recognize that, you know, if things go wrong, our job is just to course correct and redirect, and things can work out even better, believe me. I really hope this reading assists you, pile number 2. If you found it brought you some value, you enjoyed it, or you think someone else will enjoy this reading, then please feel free to send it to like, share and subscribe. It's not necessary, but if you'd like to, then please, I'd be very grateful. Also, if you'd like a personal reading, those are available as well. All of my information is in the description box below. I do offer personal readings and they're available on my website and Etsy. And if you'd like to check out the wood carving, my artwork and all the other things that I do on Instagram, please feel free. Sending you lots of love, pile number 2, and I will see you again in another reading. Take care. Hi there, pile number 3, welcome. I've got to say, as I began to connect with your pile, I just felt this really beautiful, like, heart expansion. So I don't know what your cards are, and I don't know where this is going. I mean, the focus of this reading is the new path opening up ahead for you. But whatever it is, I feel like it's going to bring you so much peace and comfort and happiness, and just this really, just this real heart-opening experience. So I might have to adjust the lighting, but let's get into it and see what your cards say. Okay, we've got Ingvaz. We've got the Well of the Weird, lovely. We've got Nick's Secrets. We've got the Three of Fire, love this. And the Hermit, Retreat and Recharge. Interesting. Now your new pathway, pile number 3, is going to be very, very fulfilling. There is this feeling of fated changes and a new journey. Sorry, my stomach is just like making noises now. These secrets, I don't think they're anything to be alarmed by. I think this is new potential, especially with the Well of Weird. There is this open potential for what it is that you can do, for where it is that you can go. Her hair is completely made of stars. She's just woven with stars. So I really feel like there is this brand new journey beginning for you, which I know is the purpose of this reading, but there is this element of mystery here as well. With the Weird coming out, now the Weird, for those who don't know, in Nordic mythology, is basically the potentialness of everything. There are 3 Norns, Urd, Skuld and Verdandi, and they together weave fate. So they will interconnect all the life paths of every single human, every experience. And I firmly believe myself that they will weave in circumstances and opportunities for us to make decisions about where it is that we want to go and what it is that we want to do. In that way, I don't see fate as a completely predetermined thing, but something that we can co-create with. And that element of co-creation, of potentiality, of the unknown, of fate, is all held within this well of weird. So there could be opportunities right now for you to choose a pathway, for you to choose your identity, the direction in which you wish to travel. There could be a lot of mystery along the way, and I do feel like there is a great unseen element to this, and I think that unseen element is supposed to be unseen. And that's because it's going to reveal itself to you as you travel. And for some of you, that could be literal travel. You could just be deciding to upping sticks and leaving. But for others of you, this is a metaphorical kind of travel. A new journey. You've gained the skills that you need, and you're taking with you only what you need. And this part of your journey is more focused on you. Perhaps you identify with having some people-pleasing qualities, or having always put others first. And there is this feeling now that you have been deeply reflective on life and where it is that you are and where it is that you want to go. And I'm just being really drawn here in the background of these mountains, of this very Fool-like energy, this beginning of the journey with this 3 of fire. It will be the 3 of Wands in the traditional tarot. It's all stars. There is, there is weavings of similarity between all of the piles. But there is the message, one of the messages that came through for pile 1 was reach for the stars. And for you, this feels less like reaching for the stars, but exploring the stars. Going into this sense of the unknown, finding peace and excitement and potential in the unknown of where you might be right now. I'm not here to tell you exactly where this new journey is going to go, because that's for you to decide, and this is very, very clear. There are weavings of fate that have led you to this moment, that have led you to the opportunity to make decisions about where you want to travel, about where you want to go, and the new beginnings that you want to have. This is Ingvar's, the fertile ground for new beginnings. This is the seeds that are being planted. This is you deciding what it is. And for some of you, importantly, this connects very strongly to fertility. So perhaps there is a new journey there for you, but also new growth, vital energy, the birth of a new life. And within this rune, it can be very strongly connected to our DNA, our soul blueprint, and the ways in which we wish to travel, the ways in which we are going to travel and to journey through this life. And perhaps this seed has been long planted and is now something that is coming to germination, something that is now growing in a more simple way. So I feel like there is a great deal of mystery that is a well of potential for you. Something that you can dive into and explore. Explore amongst these stars, maybe in meditation, but also explore within yourself and within the world. There's this feeling of vastness, of expansiveness, of being able to step yourself into a brand new era, pile number 3. And it's peaceful. It's away from the chaos. It's away from any drama. You're not into that. I mean, I'm getting so charged by this part. It's amazing. But it's not chaotic. It's not, I don't want to say difficult, but this is more grounded. But it's grounded and connected through all of your energy system, right up into the higher those higher energies and frequencies that allow you to be the conduit for your own spiritual expansion. You are receiving those messages and downloads, but in a very, it's just gentle. There's just a real gentleness to this energy, and I really, really enjoy that. Which cards do I want to go with? I'm going to go with these. Let's make sure I've got them the right way up. Now, I don't shuffle these in reverse. They do have a tendency to flip and reverse around as I work with them. So when I do that, I take the reversals. What does Path 3 need to know, please, about this new pathway opening up for them? Oh, no, I was just told this is not a new pathway opening up for you. This is you being on your pathway. But you are on your pathway, and I feel like you know you're on your pathway. So this isn't a new pathway, but this is more about the choices that you're making, and a reminder that everything is possible. So it's really interesting. You are walking forwards, and these secrets, these mysteries. I think mysteries is a better word. You know, connected to fate and destiny, are being revealed to you. And I feel like you're enjoying the journey as well. So what does Path 3 need to know, please? The Magician, that does not surprise me in the least. Yeah. Love it. This so similar. Look, I know this would be the Three of Wands, but it looks like the Fool, and you have the Fool here. I'm gonna get one more card, and then I'm gonna go through these messages for you. Just one more card, please, for Path 3. You can always pull some clarifiers. Yeah. Let's get the bottom of the deck as well. Oh, the Sun, of course. I told you, I love this energy. Okay. Your journey and your path so far has been expansive. You could have encountered some difficult customers and difficult decisions about the way that you have to respond to certain situations. Life could have asked a lot from you, but I feel like you've taken it in your stride. Might not have always been easy. There could have been periods of isolation and feeling very alone on your journey, but you've found a sense of coming to peace with that. Coming to peace with these experiences, and you have worked through them, which we can see through this Magician here. And this Magician is giving you the ability to see through where things are imbalanced, where things aren't in alignment, with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse and the Five of Swords. It's giving you this wisdom to recognize when somebody's trying to back you into a corner and make you choose a path that isn't in alignment with you through guilt or through confrontation. You know, any kind of those lower frequency energies of blackmail, manipulation, deceit. Even if if this is very much was a world that you once had to survive in and maybe had to embody some of those qualities yourself, you have worked through that. This is not who you are anymore. It has given you the ability, your challenges, your difficulties, whatever they have been, have given you the ability to discern this energy and frequency in others, in other situations, in opportunities that may look good on the surface, but they are not what they're saying that they are. You know, this Page of Swords is giving you this power to be the watchful observer, the patient observer in your own life. You are open to these new beginnings. You are open to this fated path, but you have also got your eyes wide open. And you are patiently observing the other people that may have been involved or may be involved at the different stages of these new beginnings. Now, I will say with the Page of Swords, you know, there can be this over tendency to overwatch. So I would certainly remind you that, you know, these skills with the Magician, you have mastered some of these really tricky energies. And you might encounter situations that give you the opportunity to use that knowledge as wisdom, to use the ability to see something as an opportunity to be wise and discern something in or somebody in your life. But there is, you know, you've come a really long way, and you have thought, yeah, look, the Ten of Cups is beneath it, and the Empress. Wowzers, you have come a really, really long way. You are not going back the way that you went. What's coming is you following this path of the sun, following the guidance of your inner light, of your happiness, of what inspires you, what ignites your soul light, and using that as this, and again, another reference to fertility here, for those of you, if this is something for you. But also, the Empress, she isn't just in the literal sense fertile. She is that receptive vessel, that beautiful, the epitome of beautiful magnetic feminine energy, and this is regardless of gender. We all have a feminine energy within us to attract our blessings, to attract the people, places and experiences that bring us the greatest joy. She is in alignment with everything that she seeks, and that is why it comes to her so easily. And for some of you, this could encompass love, but with the Ten of Cups and the Sun coming out, I feel like this is you really stepping out of that old energy that you've had to fight your way through. Okay, the symbolism that I'm getting is like a dragonfly, you know, and they and the lotus, that they grow in the dirt, they grow in those dark places underwater, and obviously water symbolizes our emotions. So you have grown through these dark and challenging times potentially, perhaps not always, and you can see them flowing past in the river behind the two people in the Ten of Cups. You're very aware of what you've been through, but you are emerging from this. Your journey now is a path of emergence from these watery energies that have held you in place for so long, and you literally have the, you know, this beautiful blessing from the Norne here, from the Norns, to choose your path. You have the possibility here to choose a direction, and that is a really empowered place to be. Sorry, I have a bumblebee that's just managed to get itself stuck in my bedroom, which I might just need to go and deal with. Bear with me just a second. So interesting, part 3. Sorry for wobbling the camera. I just had to help that bumblebee escape. Yeah. And again, I associate bumblebees with sunshine, with diligent work. You know, they have their duty, they have their job, they're not there to hurt anyone else, but they focus on their work, and it's not just busy work, you know. I feel like you're very much in that energy, and that was a message. Let's get, do I want the unicorns? I think we'll have a couple of unicorns just to see. I mean, I feel like this reading is as much confirmation that you have overcome and kind of leveled up through some real serious challenges, and you've taken them with grace. You really have faced them with grace, and you haven't allowed them to harden your heart. And I think that's this beautiful heart opening that I was feeling as I was preparing your pile and getting everything ready and just tuning in with the energy. And it is beautiful. There is this expansion and this wonderful connectedness to who you are and to what it is that you want to do. So well done, pile 3, because your hard work is really, really paying off. And this is like confirmation that it was all for a reason, and that you have learnt these skills. So don't doubt yourself. interesting. You could definitely be getting a new offer or a message from something or somebody about something. And there could be an element of doubt. You might naturally be in that sense of doubt about anything. Okay, we've got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I think this signifies that doubt. And these, I can't quite, let's see. Which way did it go? It fell on the floor. I don't want to wobble the camera. Sorry if I do. That one landed that way. No, it was in the reverse. And this one. And that one's landed upright, which would be the Three of Wands again. I can't actually reach that very well without wobbling the camera frame. So all the distractions in your pile today, I'm afraid, pile number 3. I'm sorry about that. There we go. So the Three of Wands went in the upright, which is this energy here, and so similar to the 4. And it says here, it's my time to shine. This Two of Pentacles, yeah, I feel like you are still going to be wanting to discern for yourself who's who, what's what, who's up to what, you know, and I don't think that's a necessarily unhealthy thing. But yeah, especially with this Page of Swords energy, I would say if you've got big decisions to make about any kind of offer, take the time that you need to reflect. And I think this is one of the big things that you've learned, especially if there was that tendency to maybe be a bit of a people pleaser in the past. And I say that without any kind of judgment, because so many spiritual and empathic or energy sensitive people you know, find their way through those kinds of experiences and awaken through those kinds of experiences with others. So it's natural to maybe query some of these offers and opportunities that come forwards to you. But also I feel like you will know, and you are learning to trust one of the biggest things here is that you've begun to trust in your own ability to make energy and to make energetic decisions, or decisions based on the energy that you were feeling, that you were reading, that you were interpreting for yourself. And for some of you, you're really, really spiritually connected. You know, you were very much, you could read yourself. So there is this energy that you have learned to trust. You have learned to trust, and you were right to trust. So yeah, don't doubt yourself. I don't think you do doubt yourself, but give yourself the time you need before making decisions. And you know, I know you know this, but you've come too far. You know you've come too far now to make these impulsive decisions for other people based on what they want, because they're offering it right there and then. If you need time, take that time, because this is a real energetically, it's like an energetic vibrational alignment. You will feel, you will know. I can feel it now as I'm doing this reading. You will get that feeling when it's right for you, and you will get the feeling when something doesn't feel right for you. And I know we get anxious and we have thoughts, and they can sort of overcloud and whatnot, but this is a very, very strong energetic feeling that you will know. And I feel like you're just going to keep following those nudges and following that path. And it's going to be really, really beautiful for you. Pile number 3, I'm going to leave this here. I hope this brought you some value. And if it did, then please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Or if you think somebody else would enjoy this reading, then please feel free to send it over to them as well. If you'd like something personal, I do offer personal readings, and they're available on my website and Etsy. And if you would like to check out my artwork and the wood carving and all the other crazy stuff that I do on Instagram, all of my information is in the description box below. It'd be wonderful to have you there too. And if this is it, is this where we say goodbye, then thank you, because it has been wonderful to read this energy. It's been a privilege. It's always a privilege to read for everyone, but this pile in particular has just got the most beautiful feeling. And you know, you trust that pile number 3, because it's going to take you far. So, sending you all my love, and I will see you again really, really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.